This week has been very interesting learning about ethics. I would say, kind of throughout my college career, I've had ethics classes, this and that. But when you really break down and get into like the theories behind it, like we were learning about Smith and Kant's diversification between how they thought about ethics and especially related to business was definitely something to really sit down and think about, the differences between what Smith was saying, where, it's all about self interest and doing everything you can to get that leg up on the next person. Whatever you do, make sure you're doing it with your best interest in mind, compared to Kant's theology, where there's that moral compass where something is always going to be right, always going to be wrong. So yeah, I've just been thinking about that over the last couple of days and how it just incorporates into everyday life. Like even with business, I haven't really worked in a like a formal company with like a set ethics, this and that. But just me personally trying to start up a business, it's very important to understand like, hey, as much as you want to, make as much profit as possible for your business, you got to make sure you're still operating ethically all the time. So I've also really enjoyed watching Shafila Roy's video, the TED Talk on the talk from Oxford, just about how like those dilemmas that happen all the time where she's starting out her career and stuff like that, and people are asking her, hey, like, can you come teach us how to launder money? Obviously, like everyone would know, it's such an obvious unethical thing that you're going to do. Like, yeah, if you have the knowledge on how to teach someone how to do that, and they're going to pay you a lot of money, obviously it's like tempting. And if you're thinking towards the self-interest from Adam Smith, obviously we're going to do that and make as much money as possible. And she said in the video, like, she could have retired at 30 years old and made all this money. But like being able to operate in a way where you can feel okay with what you're doing, and as much as like you want to make that money and be super rich, you can't compromise the ethics that are inside of you and that moral compass that's in your head about knowing what's right and what's wrong. And with the video on Wagner, like something that really connected with me, because I'm more of a situational person, like I'm really good at understanding things when there's examples given. So just with I believe it was the dog or cat, wanting to get like the big bratwurst on top of the china cabinet, where it's like you can understand it, where the dog obviously really wants to get that bratwurst up there, and who cares if it knocks down all the china? It's not his china or the dog's china. So if they get that reward up there, that's going to satisfy them. Why does it matter if they destroy someone else's china? So thinking like with the Smith version on that compared to Kant's breakdown of it, where he doesn't, the dog's not going to go get the bratwurst up there because he knows it's wrong. And the cool thing too about that video is, I mean, obviously I'll talk about this first. The coin flip to get the money was like such a cool real world example where, there's no proof with your flipping the coin. It's only you looking at, your results, and you can be honest or you can lie. And if you're honest, you might not get as much money as if you lie. And so just understanding that like psychology in people, that I think it was 70% or 60%, something like that obviously would have told the truth because the statistics lined up where they weren't all getting 4 for 4. That people, have that feeling inside them where they know this is wrong, even though there's no one holding them accountable other than them. And also in the video, how Wagner talks about when people are given money that they've actually earned, they have more pride towards it rather than money that's just given to them. They don't value it as much. So I think in any aspects of life, it's if you're, like if you relate it to athletics as well, like you want to be someone like on the team, you played in the championship game, and that was, you won the trophy, compared to being a player that didn't really play, kind of rode the bench the whole year. Get into you get to the championship game, you're still part of the team, but it might not feel like you earned it as much as somebody else. So just cool psychology on that aspect, especially when you're thinking of ethics in business, where, yeah, I mean, I want to do the right thing and make as much money as possible rather than doing the shortcuts and making that money an unethical way, or you're ripping off your customers, or you're doing a dirty deal with maybe another business. So yeah, it's just important to know that everyone kind of has that internal psychology where or that internal mentality where they know, what is right, what is wrong, and how can I operate ethically with that given information, right? And also with the Roy video where she's talking about why ethics matter, and like the building example in Bangladesh that collapsed, it's like you can see people along the way either taking shortcuts or being bribed in order to make more money, like going back to what Smith is saying about the self-interest. Um, like if you have the self-interest to make as much money as you want, you can build this building cheaper, you can build this building faster in order to, move on to the next product and continuously making more money. But those ethics matter because when you're doing that, obviously what happened is the building collapsed and you put all those people's lives, you ended all those people's lives because you were cutting corners and doing things unethically. So just important to understand, like, even though some things may seem like they're not that big of a deal, or maybe, I don't want to go to jail to help people launder money, even though it's going to pay me really well, but it also can get to that next level where it's like, if you're operating unethically, it could lead to, other people going to jail or people losing their lives and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Really looking forward to the rest of the course and seeing what else I can learn for fundamentals of business. Thanks.